Welcome back to some professional StarCraft 2, a best of 5 duel. From DreamHack Masters Valencia 2022, we finally get to see these two clash. Two of the best of their regions. Both explosive micro players, and, well, I was going to draw out this introduction, but it looks like they're already introducing each other. So, in the left, in the blue, the Terran player, it's Clem. The Frenchman with better micro than arguably anyone but Maru, and he'll give Maru a run for his money. Now already in Clem's base, but building up in his own. We do have Hero, the #1 ranked Protoss in Korea and the world, looking to make that #1 overall. Wait, did he kill an SCV? No, wait, why is the SCV already, well, before we get too far into it, because I don't think it's going to be long before they start battling it out, like, subscribe, ring the bell, or whatever's convenient. I don't actually know how people find these videos, but hopefully you're enjoying my casting in general, and for DreamHack Valencia, thank you for watching, and let's kick things off. I, personally, have been struggling in this matchup, so I'm going to try to find a little bit more, go a little bit more in depth about why they're doing what they're doing. Now, both of these players are so incredibly good at micro, you can really understand. Well, I like to think I understand the game at a higher level, says every high diamond low masters player, but sometimes these players, simply just micro doesn't work for the rest of us. But especially Hero, a lot of the concepts and a lot of the strategies he employs. Why? I was about to say, a lot of the strategies and concepts he employs, your average player could learn from. And then he kind of just slapped a pylon out there trying to distract the Reaper, I guess? For a split second. Clem not biting on the bluff there. And the Twilight Council on the way to kick it off. So likely Blink, but keeping options open and well, the probe while it died. And we have a high ground pylon, which I think is partially to have options for shield batteries against early barracks attacks. And maybe to wall off against Hellions. We've been seeing some players try different methods. A single Hellion, I imagine that's a scouting Hellion out of Clem here. And a starport to follow it up. Blink is the choice. So we're going to start out relatively standard. The 1-1-1 from Clem. And then Blink on the other side. Not the least bit exploratory. Nothing particularly creative so far. Looks like we're going to be sticking with the playbook for now. Of course, in a best of 5. I don't think either of these are particularly cheesy players. They're not... I would not be the least bit surprised to see a proxy Rax in one of the games, or maybe even a proxy Gate or Stargate, but not in most of them. Well, the Reaper distracts both Stalkers. A Hellion slips into the natural. The most obvious and simplest bait and switch there. Hero's pylon placements. He is hidden... Wow, it actually worked. He's hidden his Robo in the center here. The pylon was not scouted. He only saw the Twilight Council. So, while the Robo... We'll see if it's a Warp Prism first. He has the money for it. Yeah, indeed it is. So, while not seeing a Robo is usually not the end of the world, this is definitely not going to make things easier for Clem. He's going to expect Blink, but a Raven is on the way. A Raven, of course, can be used in many different ways. It's the Swiss Army knife of Terran. Tank in production, and 2 more racks. So 3 racks, 1 factory, 1 starport, probably a reactor on the starport momentarily. It's your standard defense. The question will come down to execution. The question will come down to execution. I think we should put that sentence to execution because, oh my god. But, what I mean by that is, Hero has a lot of opportunity to do damage. While the Warp Prism was not spotted, Clem's kind of preparing for it. It's not going to be deadly damage, though. Clem already has enough units. Thing is, if Clem manages to snipe the Prism, or get a bunch of Stalkers, well, it's not too hard to imagine him walking across the map and just kind of killing Hero. So there's a lot at play here. Wow, a bit of an optimistic blink when you had a perfectly good warp prism right there. He's juggling a bit. Behind this, double forge and a robo base. He's essentially just hiding. He's tucking his tech into the edges of his base to try to hide it from Clem. And honestly, I like this little detail. One, I like that he's not just putting 2 forges in the edge of his main on a single pylon where it can get sniped by the first drop to happen. But at the same time, it is a bit of a greedy play against someone who's going for 3 racks on 2 base. And it means they're really... Yeah, Clem just slaps down an auto turret. Will he save energy here? Or... Well, there's a recall. Losing the Raven would not be great, obviously. But especially in this scenario where you could potentially save up some energy and use it for interference matrix on the Colossus, it's even less great. I thought I missed a command center or something, which would change the build entirely. But no, he's slapping the command center down on location, knowing he's probably going to have map control with these units. A probe spots exactly what it was supposed to spot, which is the push moving out. The thing is, only 1 shield battery. The Nexus is finishing. More shield batteries and a cannon in front to try to slow things down. A tank being brought with the medevac. Another one doing it the old-fashioned way. The Raven into the main. The Stalkers distracted a bit here for very obvious reasons. Meanwhile, the tank, a bit of a mistake there from Clem. He loaded the tank back up unless it got caught in front. The shield battery overcharged is doing a huge amount here, though. The shield battery overcharge helped absorb so much damage. So Clem's push. Slap down. That's it wasn't beat down, it was slap down. He has to back off, his ego bruised, some of his tanks as well. He's not out of it. A double drop is heading for the main, but that definitely wasn't a great trade for Clem. The numbers bear that out, losing a whole lot of minerals of army supply, and that means maybe not have critical mass later, but the main base is wide open, a huge amount of area to drop here, and a long way away from the third. In fact, Hero, select all army hotkey for a double drop. The Warp Prism itself taking a lot of damage. Hero bringing all the Colossi back. Clem can't believe his scans. I can't believe Hero did that. Hero, he fell for the Reaper earlier on, and the Hellion bait and switch. And then, that was the most obvious 1-2 punch here. Well, the Colossi will scramble back in time. A medevac tried to drop back in. The Stalkers actually blunked into the sweet spot in between the Cybercore and the edge of the gate. So Clem, despite Hero kind of... I don't know, it felt like a panic select all army, like he was definitely not prepared for that drop. Because look at Hero's vision. Jimmy, bring it up on the big screen. As a Protoss, you want to have pylons out there. You want to have observers. You want to have zealots, or even you saw him send a probe out earlier. Is that a fake? No, we were just on Hero's game. He can't tell what's in it. We don't mind. Armory, not even started. Ghost Academy is in production. As for units, more Immortals. The Raven has 4 kills. Still kind of pinned back there. Adding a few more to the count. Observers, finally. Finding some vision on the map and a Warp Prism. A strong gust of wind and an EMP would take care of it, but I don't think there's much wind and there's no ghost yet. Vikings. Oh, wow. The medevac's repairing all the damage. Stalkers waiting for that Raven. Just the Raven existing is pinning a lot of units back here for Hero. Honestly, probably doesn't need all those Stalkers there, but can't move out quite yet. Okay. Alright. Vikings force the Zealots to drop out, but don't want to go too far, otherwise the Stalkers may actually hunt them down. There's so much airspace. You could put it this is a beautiful map. I do have to say, it looks like there's a whole... I'm getting some... Did you know Subnautica is a horror game? I'm just saying, I'm getting real Subnautica vibes. I want to dive down there and start drowning, and then have a stress breakdown wondering what else is down there. Alright, infested Zerg Loch Ness Monster. I don't know. I don't think there's the Loch Ness Monster on this planet. Or, you know, other planets. Maybe I'm a Loch Ness truther. Okay. Well, you can call me anything that you'd like. But Hero can recall some of his... That was terrible. Hero can recall some of his stalkers back, but most of them not gonna make it. Can we just edit that whole bit out, Jimmy? That was so bad. Meanwhile, Clem with 2-2 on the way. Auto turrets at the back line. EMPs could be helpful here. Not that many Vikings. EMPs across the bow. Immortal barriers triggered. Trying to target down the Colossi. Shield battery overcharged, getting a hold of it. And once again, Clem is driven back. Hero's chasing, blinks in. Spin, oh my god, the spinning ghost rifle. Up to the skies, and there's just too much Protoss right now. Those shield battery overcharges have done so much. As soon as he steps away from the shield batteries, though, Clem is able to shave another chunk of units off. Very importantly here, Clem has 4 bases. And Hero's sitting on just 3. The auto turrets, they just keep coming. He's at 8 kills on the Raven, but the amount of attention and distraction, Hero's down to 52 probes. So even though he won the battle, he's losing the war right now. The upgrades are good. His gateway units can hold their own, as long as they're not holding against Ghosts and Bio. So that really doesn't narrow it down very much. 2 Colossi, a bunch of Archons, Disruptors in production, which are kind of required in this fight, as the Viking Ghost is going to counter the rest. Oh, Hero eats an EMP, including on the Colossi. Another one. Doesn't quite land the Archons, but Raven comes back in again for more. The beefiness of this army from Clem is just... Without the splash damage of the Colossi, the Archons are entirely unreliable. The Immortals aren't enough. The Ghosts themselves doing pretty good. They're solid counter to the Zealot. And Clem, well, the Immortals are busting. But at some point he can pull the boys. There's no splash damage to stop him. Yeah, the knees of the Immortals getting broken. And the SCV's giving him a group hug, inviting him to the family of dead Protoss friends. And a Disruptor shot. That's more of a sign-off. Yeah, that was one of those. The best Disruptors are usually the first and the last one. And unfortunately for Hero, it was both. Never a good sign. Clem just with a solid and overall superior game. Even though the fights were not going his way, overall, he controlled the pace of the game. What does that mean? It means he was able to keep Hero on the back foot with the Raven, with the drops, and with the army threatening without committing. And even when he ended up losing a fight, he was able to back off. He got the medevacs out. He had enough back at home. The Warp Prism was not a real threat because the Warp Prism, one, it was damaged and was a liability, and two, ended up not having enough warpins in order to be relevant. So Clem with a masterclass in game 1. It wasn't a stomp, but in my opinion, it wasn't particularly close. So Hero's going to need to bring it, ratchet it up a few notches, because while that might have been the Hero we deserve, it's not the Hero we need if this series is to go longer than 3 games. Jimmy. Moondance. Game 2. Clem. Dominant performance. And the thing is, that was about as standard as it gets. That was the cookie cutter right there. That was 1-1-1 into 3 racks tank push into 3 base ghosts. That is about... That defines the standard in this matchup right now. Every once in a while, like, a lot of Korean Terrans are experimenting more with... they're experimenting with the bio pushes. But overall, outside of Korea, 1-1-1 is still very, popular as a majority build. Moondance has a pocket base. I'm never gonna get tired of describing. I'm definitely gonna get. I'm already tired of it. But this pocket base has only 6 mineral patches and a singular gas. So it's like 2/3 as good. It's like the Rosart of bases. For those who might not know, like Rosart is the brand of crayons your parents buy when they don't love you. The knockoff version. But they still work, just not as well. Just like the pocket base. I think for Terran, it's less of an issue. Because Terran players, they just want to get another solid source of minerals up usually. That is what the third base does. It allows you to support that 5 ranks production and then also continue your tech. Protoss, on the other hand, most of the time want as much gas as possible. So they feel that extra gas guys are lacking more, as a lot of units from Archons to Colossi to Disruptors are as much or almost as much or even more gas, which I've described everything, than they are minerals. Of course, you could just make 50 charge lots if you'd like, and I don't think Hero shies away from that particular strategy. Reaper, with the classic hard-to-get, just kind of walk-away move. As long as he doesn't stop after that, the Shade shouldn't find him. Stargate was spotted. And Clem opening up with the double CC, slapping down the back base. Alright. Just jumping right on it. 3 starport, 1 gas. He must be confident. He has the build in order to survive the early game. Because this is... even if the base itself is invulnerable, just the lack of units in the early game can leave you vulnerable, obviously. Especially if it's some sort of Oracle Adept timing, where you need exactly X amount of units to defend. Like, if you don't have 5 Marines, you can't kill an Oracle outright. Now, the Reaper's in the natural. Gonna get 1 kill. Adept is chasing. Oracle coming in. Cyclone. Nearly done. Oracle flying across the map right now. The Cyclone will be out momentarily to help deal with it, but it's burning through the Marines, and the Adepts still are left to be contended with. Cyclone locks onto the correct target, the Oracle itself. Hero gives it up for dead, but gets a Mule and a couple more SCVs. So, what's the damage? We have 5 SCVs to 2 probes, 2 Adepts to a Reaper, and an Oracle to 5 Marines. I think Hero takes a win on this one, especially with the Phoenixes out. Clem probably not quite expecting those, as more than 1 Phoenix means this Cyclone is dead. Yeah, it's gonna take a bit. The Adepts can't kill it. And another Phoenix and the Stalker. So, you've gone too far this time, my friend. Yeah, that didn't end up panning out. Alright. Well, the Marines following it up. Clem, ambitious is a nice way to put it. I'm not sure what he expected to get done with a single Cyclone. He already had seen, by the way, that Hero did not have that back base. He just took it after the Oracle came out. So it was likely Hero would have at least some money for additional units that weren't like another Adept. So the Cyclone... Well, the Cyclone was out there partially to potentially snipe another Oracle. But Hero adapted. The Phoenixes were a great choice. And now, this... it's a bit of an awkward scenario. For Clem. Yeah, stop it. The classic pickup to break the lock-on. Just a slapping the hand away situation. Clem has 3 CCs. He's going to have a very capable economy. 3 orbitals of mules. Hero has his back base as well now, and he's about even on workers. So while the Phoenixes will have a lot of map control, and while He's going to essentially see whatever Clem tries to do. Clem is going to have enough workers to support all of these barracks he's built. And then some. I imagine he's going to add on a couple more now. The Phoenixes don't really have the outright damage potential of things like oracles. There's a limited amount of energy. No, it's building up as time goes on, and so does the Phoenix count. It's going to be the Star Charge. A bunch of Phoenixes, charge lots underneath. And, well, you need Widow Mines. Or Ghosts. Or just a whole lot of bio. That's what you need as Clem. But Clem is not, so far, really respecting this. There's no combat shield. What are you doing? Why are you out here? Yeah, the lock-on's not particularly great against even just basic zealots. Marines. Yeah, Clem has already lost 19 Marines. Yeah, that's adding up very quick. The critical mass of Marines is incredibly important. And now, a scan at the back sees no gas. He's figured out what this is, but I think it might be too late. Here comes Hero. Those barracks at the front creating a nice choke point. And with Widow Mines on the way, Clem gonna hold for now. There are 8 gates done though. No upgrades for Hero. He stopped building probes a while ago. He's essentially all in. He needs to do some critical damage. Widow Mines burrowing, looking for good shots. They could definitely turn towards the Terran as well. And Clem just kind of holds. He lost 9 SCVs, so that's something. Hero's gonna take another forward base. He still has no upgrades. Clem has +1. He's not adding any more. Starts +1 armor. Probably noticing the Zealots don't have any upgrades, which is going to be a key focal point of this game. This army doesn't get much better. It doesn't get exponentially better, but it does get into places Clem might not like his very own main. SCVs being slaughtered in the main. The Widow Minefield split between the main and the natural. A Phoenix drawing the mines into Clem, but not quite finding the mark. 5 SCVs down. Clem still at 57, though, spending a lot of his time scrambling here. He's just warping in more as he goes. He's warping in a sentry. Does he think he's going to block the ramp? A Viking is on the way as well. Some more Widow Mines pop out. Those Widow Mines. The Phoenixes are still a threat. Picking up some of the Marauders, making things easier. Another Phoenix goes down. Marines backing off. Widow Mines targeted. No armory to keep them cloaked. Picks up into the War Prism, and once again, this seems to keep happening in this series. Hero taking good fights, and then Clem just ends up outproducing. There just wasn't enough units to break through, and he doesn't have any splash damage. There's no splash damage here. These are Marines and mines. Hero doesn't really have many more attempts before Clem is able to just hold his ground with the Marines and gun down everything in the sky and on the ground in front of him. +1 is on the way. Yep. The desperation move. The kind of panic tech building here is the Templar Archives. The Templar Archives is the lowest hanging choice. Going to Robo-Bay, I think, would suffer from many of the same issues, just not having enough in time. Storm or Archons could make the difference. Colossi, probably not. Disruptors are desperation against someone like Clem. Disruptors are what you add in as a finishing move, not as a, I hope this will save me. Well, there are less and less things potentially to save him. As the War Prism dies to 2 Vikings, the Phoenixes come in for revenge. That's all they're going to find. That War Prism was one of the last things keeping Clem at home. The Phoenixes are not enough to tie him there. He has enough units to move out. Hero's army supply, not too far down, but the upgrades in the unit composition, and the fact the forges are at the... Okay, I did like his building placement in the previous game, but this is a bit much. Okay, that's a bit forward. Forge word. If you no, stop. Well, there are 2 options here. Either the Phoenixes use the Widow Mines to kill the Terran army, or Hero dies. Well, he actually tried to pick up the Widow Mines instead of dragging them over the Marines. Which... What am I watching? What are you doing? He's sliding back and forth. And this time, the Widow Mines hit most of the Marines in the red, almost dead, can't even stem. Instead, he can't run away in time. Oh my god, the Widow Mines turned traitor. I was wondering what we were waiting for. I guess his moment to drag the Widow Mines over the Terran army. Ghosts are on the field. Where did he get those from? Oh, from his 2 Ghost Academies, Winter. Don't you know anything? I don't know if that's intentional or if he just really needed ghosts and thought of the idea twice while he was building the first Ghost Academy. Hey, that tells you how important they are, especially against this army. Strip away the shields of the Archons and then you can gun down the Zealots. The Phoenixes down to 2. The Widow Mines are no longer a friendly fire threat. I can't believe he took that much damage. What am I, like... it looks like he's trolling, but he's trying to spread out his units and buy time, so he always has a concave when charging in. But it looks hilarious. What am I watching? Shield battery overcharge already used. There's not much left here. Are there Templar in that prism? That prism is on. Oh no, it's a disaster. Oh, he needed that prism so badly. Well, that's not nearly enough to deal with this. If that was a Templar prism, Hero with some questionable decisions in this match. It feels like he's just not quite there. Clem's got his number. Hero relies on catching his opponent off guard, but Clem just doesn't panic. I need to see it. We gotta go back a little. Really? Was it just Zealots? I think it may have just been Zealots. Yeah, I think he just picks up some Zealots, and maybe he was going to use them to drag in. Okay, come on. I'm sorry, like, Jimmy, can we get the copyright-free version here? Are you kidding me with this? Dun 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 dun. Yeah, it's just Zealot. Alright, time to stop. There were a couple Templar in the back, but they never had a chance to get the energy. He technically has Storm done, but it didn't end up panning out. Yeah. More reinforcements. And so far, the forecast has not panned out. It's not looking great for Hero. Clem is just... He's making it look relatively easy. It's the killer instinct, I think, that, like, a lot of Terran players, not Terran, but Protoss players, Hero much of the time, but players like Zest, Parting, MCSOS, it's that killer instinct of, like, I can kill you. And I will kill you. And almost the confidence at which they come at you, even if their army on paper isn't that great, that confidence and that lack of hesitation is oftentimes what actually wins the game. Because it surprises and causes panic when you see them taking that, what should be an inferior army, and throwing it at your face. But Hero, that is about the most clear example of waffling back and forth I've ever seen. And the most literal example, for sure. And now it's 2-0 Clem. I don't know who I would have predicted to win this going in, but I didn't predict the clean sweep. I probably would have favored Hero, even in PvT, which is not his strongest matchup. So here we are. He needs 3 in a row. Or Clem just needs 1. Which is why I'm kind of surprised we're not seeing a barracks on the map, but at the same time, if it ain't broke. Double gas from Hero. Where you going, little probe? Where are you off to? That doesn't look like his base. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Well, Stargate? Honestly, that placement, it could be a robo. But he is mining off of 2 gas. Likely a Stargate. Clem does SCV scout. There's no expansion. Alarm bell's already going off. Zealot will finish. Double gas spotted. Stargate begins. What do? Well, he scouted immediately. The Reaper's coming out, going straight for the Zealot. Clem knows there's something. Like, it's very clear there's something. It's just a question of what, okay. He just slides by the Zealot, takes a tap on the shoulder. Bunker on the way. Marine comes out to try to fight the Zealot. It's not going to win that fight. Going to buy a little bit of time. Clem microing. SCV's traded out. Like, I'm doubting Clem here. And then I watch this, which is... The Zealot got half an attack off, which... Oh my. That was actually some of the slickest... Did he just dodge that? Well... So far, some of the slickest micro. He manages to get his expansion and lose nothing. Cyclone is on the way. It's going to be absolutely critical in dealing with the Oracle. And the Oracle is going to be in the base before there's even close to enough anti-air. Though, very lucky for Clem, though he doesn't know it. Very lucky that it's not decided to go straight in. He's waiting for a second Oracle, which means... Maybe he's waiting to be able to get a revelation. Yeah, with 2 oracles there. Unfortunately, with a Cyclone first, the oracles should be able to be taken out. Of course, well, it's going to come down to the execution again, because 2 oracles can kill that Cyclone outright. Yeah, he waits for both. Clem didn't react immediately. They're chasing, pulsing, the repair, not enough! That split second. You know what? I'm wrong, he's right. Believe it or not, Hero, pretty good. Waiting for 2 oracles and just burning the clone. If he didn't see anything, he could have used a revelation to try to spot Widowmines as well. The 2 oracles make a lot of sense. Oh, Clem. You essentially have to react before they start attacking. Then maybe you can do the SCV repair hug. And keep your Cyclone alive long enough to take at least 1 out. But, oh no. Moracles. A plethoracles. Quite a spicy cheddar here. What? Oh no, there's a Reaper in the bunker. Not again! The Oracle successfully burns through. The SCV's a little bit too late. Tough. Now... In the previous matches, there was some redeeming quality for Clem. There was some sort of either counter damage or a good unit composition or a good economy or something. This is just straight up damage on Clem. He's lost the Cyclones, which are most of his early game army. The Oracles, all but 1 still intact. Blink is already on the way. The only thing Clem has going for him is the fact that Reaper lived that can scout all of this. Otherwise, Cyclones are not a great unit as time goes on. The more units out there, the less effective they are. As they can only lock on to 1 thing at a time, and they're pretty fragile themselves. Oh my god, here just comes in. Drive-by burning. This time though, well, you gotta target that last Oracle. He gets it. The main is still vulnerable. Some more SCVs will die. But he got 2 Oracles, bruising another. Okay, I think that was actually probably the best trade Clem could hope for against those Oracles. Getting 2, The Cyclones died, but there wasn't much to be gained from them anyways. Spots the Stalkers on the way across. Hero's still using. He's actually adding a normal gate to the Stargate pylon, allowing him those quick warp-ins. The warp conduit, the super pylon. I prefer super pylon or warp conduit. The technical term is warp conduit, but super pylon sounds so much better. Alright, it's just good marketing. Don't have no weak bitch-ass pylons. Get your super pylons today for the low cost of 150 minerals. And one gateway. Oh, the gateway costs 150 minerals. Stalkers driven back. The boys eating a lot of shots. Clem, he needs 2 medevacs. There's nothing in the bunker on the low ground. He doesn't know where the army is. He's in the dark. And even if he blinks, he tries to salvage the bunker. Blinking is already making things difficult. Well, the Stim on the chase. Reaper back. If he can somehow catch and kill many of these Stalkers. Stalker's not the hardiest unit. It's still... It's rough. It's... Yeah. Oracle doesn't even go down. He's gonna get a few more Stalkers. There's actually pretty close quarters on this map. Hard to dodge away for long. A few more Stalkers working in. A third command center does finish for Clem alongside all this. There's a Dark Shrine on the way. No Robotics Bay. No Templar Archives. Dark Templar. A bold choice that could actually backfire. As Dark Templar are not something that, well, it really depends on the first DTs, how much damage is going to get done. Hero's actually supply blocked with the most obvious pylon dying. The one powering all this. A Warp Prism, though. He's still not adding any more pylons. He needs to lose some of his Stalkers so he can warp in DTs, which is not the ideal scenario. He loses one. 3 pylons on the way. A single DT being warped in. I don't think Clem will expect. The DTs are such a weird choice here. I wonder if Hero is expecting them to work because of that. Because DTs as a follow-up. If the Dark Shrine got scouted, if the DTs are spotted... Oh my god, he just dropped every mule and he has no turrets. This is a total disaster. Clem has no preparation whatsoever. This is... It doesn't get much worse. He has nothing. It's a total disaster. The game is just coming apart. Clem was recovering. He was stabilizing. He was doing what he did in every other game. Except this time, the dastardly Dark Templar. Oh. Well, this is... It's a total disaster. Oh, this is as bad as it could have gotten. He dropped every mule the moment before. Oh my. Wow, that... I would have loved to see Clem's face at that exact moment. Dropping all the mules 6 seconds later, DTs in every base. Nightmares. Literal nightmares. And then they blink away. Just stop. He scans, and then the Stalkers blink in. Oh no! Oh, it's over. All right, he's blinking both ways. The charge lance. Well, you know what? I say it's over. Morally, you know, since I'm 1/3 Terran myself, I can't help but empathize. The thing is, it isn't over at all. This army can beat what Hero has on the field. The DTs slowed everything down. But actually, right now, this is a perfectly capable army from Clem. He has plenty of bile. He has upgraded Vantage. There's no splash damage. This actually, well, it depends on if everything's together, but he's very capable of beating this army. Yeah. Stim's like, wait a second, yeah, okay, alright, let's do it. Don't want to get too crazy. The DTs are slipping in towards the natural. They do have blank, which changes the equation very quickly and very annoyingly. Oh, the turret is spotted. He's just gonna fight, though. The units are coming back. You see the medevacs come back. Oh, that's an indicator of how much panic there is there. The most obvious bait and switch, but this time it's turned around, and Clem's the one on the receiving end. Disruptors, they have yet to be revealed. The double Ds of disaster. DTs and disruptors, back to back here. Shots fired. Oh my god! It just absolutely pixel perfect splits from Clem. And that is why disruptors are not a very reliable unit against him. But at the end of the day, death by 1,000 DT cuts and a few charge lots, I think. As he has to boost his medevacs back towards his main to deal with another round of charge lots, another round of DTs. It's not going to get easier from here. Now that the Ruptors are out and the DTs continue to ravage the main, I think it's all but over. I definitely prematurely called it. The DTs just demoralized me so much. And I'm casting, arguably. But, a rough game for Clem. Oh god, he was so close to the clean sweep. I would love to know the thought process between the dart. That is what I mean. By the way, just a shout out to me. Can we get a shout out for me? Like and subscribe. But that is what I mean by just winning as a Protoss player. You may not like it, but that's what it looks like. Where the Dark Shrine, the DTs on paper, big gamble. The DTs are scouted at any point before they warp in. Clem's army just straight up beats Hero's army. Just 100%. But Clem, they were so out of left field. They were so unexpected that Clem literally went out of his way. He removed all his opportunity. He dropped every mule. No energy for scan whatsoever. And then, well, it didn't get any easier from there. Even then, though. Even then. Gimme, can we get... God, that is a tilting game. I'm tilted. I don't know. Terran players. I want Terran players to leave me some comments on their feelings. Their honest feeling. If you could describe... If you had to describe yourself as a Star Wars character... Okay. In any of the Star Wars lore... which character do you feel like when DTs hit your base? Let's be honest. Like, not everyone, like, a lot of people are like, well, now I'm Darth Vader. No. Are you just C-3PO, like, well, this is not good, and everything's terrible, and I hate everything. I think I'm more like that. You know what else I'm more like? Well, speaking of golden robots, this probe... Okay, he's proxying a gate. I thought he was just going to slap down a Nexus. It's a 2-gate, but it's a hidden second gate. The SCV is heading out. You know... Oh, whoa. What is happening? What is going on? No, there's no way he didn't see that. There's no way Clem didn't see that. That probe came from a weird angle. Clem had to see that. He's not, like, going to look for anything. But that was not how you scout on this. That is not the scout path. That was, as the kids say, sus. Alright. Well. Clem, there's no expansion. Heroes, there's only one gate. And then he does take the Nexus. So, he's trying to have it both ways here. Hero has thrown out the playbook. He tried 2 games. He tried 2 games where he played relatively standard. He's like, I'm gonna go blank. Okay, I'm just gonna go Stargate, like normal in my base Stargate. So he's put down the playbook and pulled out his Xbox 360 controller and his Zune, because This is old and outdated, but also still surprisingly unexpected. There's a single gold base on this map, in this corner. He's recalling probes. Like, he's recalling in case you didn't know, Clem, he recalled probes. Clem then salvages his bunker. Oh my god, he's so fucking pardon my French. I mean, sorry, Clem. Oh my god, he salvaged the bunker. Oh, Clem is so tilted. He saw the recall on the probes. Hero has embraced his true oh god, it's so bad. Oh, it's so terrible. Oh my god. Hero has truly embraced the filthiest of Protoss. The absolute mind games he's playing on Clem right now. Clem is right now, he's in a mind pretzel. It's been twisted around. It's salty. And he's French, so he's a bread enthusiast. I'm not sure his thoughts on pretzels. Anyways, so that now Hero has a better economy. He has the gold base. Clem knows he has the gold base. Cyclones are not the ideal unit to have here. I don't know what would be. What would be to not salvage that bunker. Salvaging the bunker. Oh, God. I'm seeing Zest reincarnated. Well, he didn't die. He just went to the military service. But that was such a... The Shade being aggressive when you're supposed to be weak is the best way to just flip the script here. Sun Tzu had a lot to say about that. The Adepts, the cancel. Tank on the high ground. Doesn't target fire the Stalkers, goes for the Adepts. It's still, like, he's getting bullied in his own base. The Stalkers are on his lawn. The tank doesn't quite reach. And you are disgusting. Hero is... This time, like, there's no bad time at this stage. I am... Ooh. This hurts. This really hurts. Oh, no. Yeah, this is such an awkward depot. I don't know how it ended up like this. Oh, they're in the bag! They're inside the house! He has a prism! Oh, God! Oh! I can't, like, I'm not even commentating anymore, because we can see the production tab. It's gonna be the same thing. And the thing is, Hero's not even in a weird spot. Like, last game, Clem kind of had the army to walk across the map. Even without the DTs right now, Clem can't move out. Stim's a long way off. The starport just started. Medivacs. Let's go to the Clem cam. Oh, no. Another one.
Add-on complete.
Oh, there are two. He got two. Okay, and he got the prism. And he lost the tank. I'm sorry. I'll keep the choking to my side of the game. Clem, that at least this time he had scans. That's a huge difference. And he got the prism. I can't. He's going DT blink. Wow. It's DT blink, like, just as a default choice. There was a while when DT blink was announced and when it came out, that people were, and I think with some decent reason, up in arms about, like, oh my god, DTs with blink, don't be ridiculous. The ninjas are already good enough. They don't need to teleport. But then people realized, you know what, DTs with blink are still as fragile as DTs. They're just glass cannons that can get themselves killed easier. But we're kind of seeing the evolution of it. DT Blank being used as an advanced harass, essentially just like Blank Stalkers, except even more annoying. The Cyclone, but the DTs are already inside the house. They slice up the Cyclone. It doesn't quite get it. The Cyclone on the run from the invisible ninjas. Oh, the lock-on's good. Blinks away into the prism. God, he can teleport like 15 range. Hallucinated Phoenix Clem finds a free stalker. At least that's nice. And for not the first time, in fact, every game in this series, we've been at this point. It's gone very different directions, but Clem has a solid bio army, moving out to do some damage. Heroes coming in towards the main. He doesn't really have that many units over here. There's a shield battery. Why do you keep putting your forges in the most exposed locations? The Warp Prism just warps in the middle of everything. The target fire from the Widowmine at the last second takes down the Prism. Big hits there, but 12 SCVs down, and well, this did not go great. The shield battery overcharge and some nice force fields. Whittling down the Chad Khan. Where, like, one Archon. That's it. That's the tweet. Like, okay. 13 SCVs down. While the Warp Prism was taken out, Clem's reinforcements were delayed, and his army was whittled down enough. Now, it's more questionable, because, wow, Clem didn't even get +1. Double drop. Is there enough? Is there enough? Some more force fields. Tries to pick up and slip back. Nope. Match point. Oh, no. You know, maybe he heard me. Through the time warp portals or whatever. Through the vision of Zeratul in the campaign. But Hero has truly embraced his inner Protoss. And there's no sugarcoating it. This is some disgusting Protoss, and it's working. This is... He stopped trying to play macro, and he started trying to play mind games, and right now that's going way better for him. Clem did a little better in stabilizing that last match. I can't get over the bunker salvage. That is... Oh my. The mind games of recalling the probes in front of the Reaper, which baited Clem into salvaging his bunker, which in turn allowed Hero to do critical damage with the depths. Oh my god. Don't try that. Literally, do not try this on the ladder. Your opponents are not nearly smart enough for this to work. And neither are you. What is this? 12? 13 pylon. Before another probe. Clem is moving his camera around a lot. Is that an SCV shift Q? I don't know. He was looking around for... I do love the mini-map cameras we have for the players. Great quality of life addition. I'm staring at this SCV. I would be so salty. I am already upset on behalf of Clem. I'm completely unbiased caster. I guess here's your Proxy Rex. Second Proxy Rex? No? NG Bay block? I'm sorry, yeah. The timing was way off. He already has a barracks on the way. NG Bay block. This probe is... By the way, this map, Tropical Sacrifice, it's beautiful. New maps on the ladder, finally. Exciting. Oh my god, the water features. This is such a nice, beautiful, serene place to put your proxy Stargate. Wait. Is it? What else would it be there? No, don't... It's gotta be a star. You better do a Stargate. This better not be a proxy Dark Shrine. I will... I'm a hero... Oh, and there was a pause as we consider... But, yeah, he has the gas for a Stargate. Okay, he's adding in the gas. Considering how cheesy he wants to be this game. But, once again, 3 games in a row now. We have proxies. Clem, it worked, and it continues to work. So Clem's gonna need to figure this one out, or at least figure out a more measured response that doesn't involve salvaging his only defensive building or losing his initial units. Will he find the Stargate? Oh no, there's not enough. It's so beautiful. I didn't know maps could be this beautiful. So the real question will be, can Clem find this, or will he be the tropical sacrifice? Cyclone? We see an NGB in production, but that's actually the one that is at the natural blocking. The adept spot's like, oh, wait a second. Except he already definitely spotted it. Otherwise, why would you be building the Nexus at the 3rd? Yeah, Hero does not seem to care. I mean, he's going to have some oracles if he needs to defend. Another barracks on the way. He's got a Twilight in production. Now, Blink is the obvious choice, but there's another... I'm just going to let this play out. I'm not going to... If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, it's also dramatic. Cyclone's on the way. Alright, Hero. Is it Blink or just straight to the DTs? Don't do it. Like, it can't work 3 times in a row. Looks like Blink. Okay. Doesn't preclude the Dark Shrine, but does delay it. The first Oracle comes back. I think he saw there was no expansion on the low ground, so that was the correct amount of cowardice / defensive posture. Scouted by the Adept. So that means the Oracle just here to catch anything on the other side. He already feels confident in his economy. He's up 6 probes. He's going to get Blink. And why risk the Oracles? Did he only build a 1? Only 1. Okay. Slaps down a Revelation. There could be Widowmines in there as well. I don't know if he's seen the Cyclone straight up. The SCV Scout actually slips by the stasis there. Sees no expansion. Trying to get in the Stalkers. Spotted it. The probe and the pylon did. A proxy gate on the other side. The Oracle can be used for high ground vision for the Blink Stalkers. Oh. These stasis. Definitely not something. Hero mixing it up a lot from those first 2 games. Oracle. Ready. Moving, assuming the position. Is the base vulnerable to Blink? Kind of, yeah. The 2 Cyclones are a big part of this. There's a tank on the low ground. There's a bunker. Neither player has vision from the edge here, but a Revelation slaps it down. There's not that much bio. Stim is done, but do you even want to stim against this? Makes it that much easier for the Stalkers to whittle down units. An Adept at the natural is not making things any easier. The unsieged tank. The Stalker... Oh, the Cyclones got caught! The Blink in gets one. Another one. Able to lock on and knock down a Stalker. Charge is on the way. That tank positioning is everything. Building Widowmines now. The main base has so much space to work with. The medevacs are on the way, still 20 seconds out, though. The tank will siege. The Stalker's Blink is off cooldown. Hero slips away again. That's still... He's got 15 Stalkers. Gonna start targeting the bunker itself. A 3rd volley. He gets it. Blinks out. Those medevacs could not come soon enough. Hero is doing a lot of damage, and some of it is meaningful. But Clem has survived, and he's got medevacs out. No combat shield. That's definitely going to hurt. Still, microing. The Marines have to micro back. The Marauder is the only thing to stand their ground. More target fire, looking good. A Widowmine is underneath there. Clem's units are just... God, the cost effectiveness. He's only lost 2 Stalkers against 1850 minerals. It's a bit disgusting. It's a lot a bit disgusting. But Hero... I think Clem's gonna have one big fight. He's gonna have to pull the boys. A scan. He scans and he sees the natural. He sees +1 on the way. That's so many Stalkers in his main. 23's waiting out the blink cooldown to fight. Because why not? Time is on his side. It doesn't get easier for Clem as Hero has a great economy back home. He's adding more gates. Clem is just trying to hold on. It feels kind of like in the first couple games when Clem just always had a better army. This time Hero making him foul through his own choke point. Has to fall back, has to deal with this, but SCVs are pulled. There's a Widowmine drop heading out. The Stalkers not that great on their own. The Charge Lot's a very important part of tanking damage. Clem, the boys are pulled. Filing through, though, using his own command center against him. The Bio Army is being whittled down. The economy is shattered. The Marauders are crumbling, and Hero completes the reverse sweep. 3-2. What a battle. Now, no matter what you might feel about that one, and I have some strong feeling, Hero played the full series. Clem kind of was trying to adapt, get back to that standard game each time. It just didn't pan out. Hero takes the reverse sweep. How often do we see that? 3-2. Clem, a heartbreaker there. But I'm sure he'll be back. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Tell me your honest feelings about that one. The double Ds of destruction. Disruptors, Dark Templar. Maybe some BS, Blink Stalkers. And also tell me your feelings on this video as well. I'd love to hear it. But on that video. Very subtle. Thank you, Jimmy. Nope, keep it up. Thank you. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Good luck, have fun. I'll see you next time. Stay chill.